Hi everyone. Yes, my name is Hendriko, and I'm here with you to teach you a bit on share with you my ideas on not my ideas actually. It's not really original. It's always inspired by someone, right? Whenever we are designing something, whenever we are doing something, there is someone who have done it before us, and what we are doing is actually just taking it off from them and making it ours. Yeah. So today I'm going to share things that I have been learning from a lot of people, from different people from all over the world. So just a little bit about me. My name is Hendriko Tabu, and my nickname is Dito. So that's why it's Hendriko Dito. So I'm an architecture assistant right now with 10 Day Design Asia in Singapore. My teaching experience I have taught in Overjoy, and I have been doing this live stream teaching sessions as well with Hey Go Live, and also a bit here and there with SCTD sketches. So in the media, I've appeared in Our Grandfather's Story for my TikTok works last year. Last year, I cannot believe that it's already a year. Then I have already stopped doing it actually. Then because of that, I also appear in the newspaper. So and everything here is about sketching really quickly and really fun. I'm just going to show you a bit of like the TikTok works, right? It's this kind of little sketches in the MRT. Every single thing that you see here is done in 10 minutes or less. Most of them are actually 3 minutes or two stops. Yeah, two stops. One. Yeah, two stops of MRT. Yeah. Then in the past, I also joined Cerita Kecil Tentang Jakarta, which is an exhibition back home in Indonesia, and also a few other exhibitions. So there is my link tree. So if you want to know more about me, you can join. You can go to that link tree, linktree dot slash Henrico Dito, and you'll see what I have done, what I'm doing now, and it will be quite exciting. Okay, so I'm going to just kickstart really quickly. Now it's 20:02, so it's 2 minutes after 8. Really quickly, this on the left is my TikTok, on the right is my Instagram. So just I believe that you have followed me. This is my YouTube. It revived, then I kind of like slow down again. Then this is my latest thing. It's called the Hey Go Live. It's a live streaming app that I actually share my sketching journey with everyone and anyone all over the world. So this is quite interesting, and I've been doing it for every week once. Yeah, before our IQU sessions actually. So on the left is my our grandfather story coverage. On the right is my learn how what Taobao. So if you want to see it, you can search on it and you'll find me. Okay, so back to the important thing, right? So what we want to learn today is the super basic sketching, the super quick sketching. Yeah, when I was doing the Overjoy workshop, I call it the super basic sketching, but people actually complain that it is not so basic because what we are doing here is actually exploring things that will actually hurdle you, not hurdle you, what do you call it? Catapult you to the way to how we can sketch really, really quickly. A lot of people when we are sketching, right, we keep thinking how to make it like as similar as possible as the reality. But then that is not what we are trying to do. So this is something interesting, and I hope that you can learn a thing or two today. Okay. So for me, in our sessions, in my sessions, usually it's very, very interactive, and I hope that you can join me. And I'm going to actually sharing my screen, but then I'll be able to see you as well using my other device. So I want to be able to make this really, really interactive. Then definitely, whenever there is a sketching prompt, right? Please do sketch with me. Then it'll be fun. Okay, let's do that. Okay. So we'll start from the super. So I'm dividing this session into two separate session actually. The first three is the knowing your pencils, shape, lines, and texture. Then the super quick. So the super quick is actually an amalgamation of everything that we are going to do on the first three. So we hope we can do something quite fun. Okay. So the last 10 minutes it will be just a Q&A or something. If you want to do like more stuff, we can actually explore and it will be quite interesting. All right. So let's move on. Let's go to oh yeah. Yeah, I keep this slide empty because I'm actually wanting I want to show you the pencils itself in real life. So if you can see my screen on not my screen on my second image. the Hendriko to go at Hendriko Tito. Can you see it? If not, I have to actually turn off the share screen. Maybe I should turn off the share screen. Let me turn off the share screen right now. Where is it? Stop share. Yeah. So this is the pen. This is what we are using. Oh, okay. I understand. So actually, sorry, Whee Teck. I think you need to help me to make the other me a co-host. Yes. Thank you. Exactly. Yeah. So this is the other screen that we are looking at. So as we can see, we have multiple different pencils that we are using today, and also a pen knife and a normal pencil that you see. So actually today, what I have today in front of you is this four different pencils, five different pencils. This is a carpenter pencil. A carpenter pencil is actually a flat pencil, so it's actually rectangular. So if you can see that this is actually quite beaten because I really like it to use this because like in carpenter pencil as because the shape itself, right, because it's rectangular, right, we are able to actually create strokes really quickly because of the shape that they have, that they handle. So I'm just going to take a piece of paper in front of me. This is really helping. Like a lot of times, right, a lot of times when we wonder, right, like when we want to sketch, right, we think of like line weights and all that. If we can have a pencil that or a pen that enables you to do this, then we just need to use one pencil, so it's really powerful. So this is our normal pencil, and I just shift it very similarly, so I can actually create different kind of line weights in just using pencil. This is your normal way of sharpening where it is very sharp and normal. Yeah. So the other two pencil that is very important for me today is the magic pencil, which is this one. This is from Ko Ainur Hardmove. It's called the magic pencil because it carries a lot of colors. I hope that if you see our description and if you manage to actually buy it, it's super great because we will be using this to show you to that you can actually make your sketch even faster. So the other one is actually this blue and red pencil, and this blue and red pencil, you can get it almost anywhere. Even Daiso sells it in a pack of three. So it's really good. Yeah. So if you already have it, it's really good. If you don't have it, it's fine. You can use a normal pencil. So these are the things that we are going to go through today. All right. So I'm going to continue sharing my screen again. So the first part, the knowing your pencils is done. The next is shape, lines, and texture. So if you have gone to any urban sketching workshop proper, right, there is this idea of uh, method for us to actually sketch things, which is called shapes, lines, and dots and texture. So the texture is actually an extra thing, but then we usually stop at the dot. But then the dots is basically like texture as well. So I'm just going to show you uh, an image, and I hope that every one of us can actually attempt to draw this really quickly. So I'm going to actually set a stopwatch, and it's only this stopwatch is going to only run for 2 minutes. Okay, so let's do that. Everyone, please turn on your camera to show your work. Okay, I'm going to start that stopwatch right now. I'm going to use my other phone to do it. Yes, everyone. I hope that people actually uh, is here. All right, 2 minutes starting now. All right, guys, let's do for 2 minutes to draw this. Just 2 minutes, okay? Not more. Oh, while you're sketching, I'm also going to draw my own. 1 minute left. I should turn on some music, right? Maybe I should, right? Let me try. Let me try to turn on some music. You got 30 seconds. Is anyone done? Oh, people are done. They are not doing anything anymore.
Yeah,
Done.
and
Awesome. How is everyone? Awesome. Great, great, great. Yeah, if you can show me, it'll be great. Yes. Okay. Awesome. Okay. That's it. That's 2 minutes. So I guess everyone actually can catch really quickly. But then, like for this what this image is quite simple, right? There are only a few elements. But then I'm just going to show you, like, tell you a bit of tips of how we can actually sketch really quickly. So the first thing is definitely to do the bigger shape. So if anyone knows, can tell me what I'm drawing here in the slides, it will be good. I want to make this interactive. Tell me. No response. It's okay. No worries. So what we do here, right, is actually to cluster the shapes that we see. So as we can see, right, the shapes that we can see is actually the box, the cups, another box there, and this cookie jar and an apple. So we actually combine all this into one shape. Then we also combine this the backdrop into separate the backdrop into two shapes, which is the top and the bottom. Then the next thing is to go to the medium shapes. This medium shape is how we can actually start to define the shape itself. Then while if we can define the shape, you can be sure that your drawing will not actually run away. Then the next one is lines. These lines are actually where we add more details, then basically creating the shapes that we actually see. Then at the end is the little dots and lines where we actually give the character to the drawing itself. So this is actually very, very quick sketch, very quick exercise, and I'm really glad that everyone can actually do it in under 2 minutes. So the next one is actually an exercise for us to do also. And we only have 5 minutes. I hope that you can actually do this in 5 minutes. So actually, from what we see just now, right, in 2 minutes you can get it done. What if we actually push this into just 2 minutes? Do you think you can do it in 2 minutes? Okay, all right. Okay, anyway, we'll just do it in 5 minutes. So let's do it together. I'll be doing it as well on my second screen. Then we can see how we can actually do it together, right? I'm putting it 5 minutes and starting now. 3 more minutes. Wow. Wait, sorry. Never mind. Bad idea because got feedback. All right, 1.5 more minutes. How is everyone doing? You can unmute yourself, no worries. Nice. I see Stephanie. You are muted, Stephanie. Nice,
Yeah, I need a
Raymond.
bigger piece of paper. My paper not big enough.
Ah, it's good lah. Oh, if bigger, then it'll take longer.
No, but half my scenery disappeared because it's don't have.
It's okay. That's the part of sketching quickly. Actually, like we adapt to what we have already done. Yeah, Raymond, I see it. Very nice, very nice. Yes. So there is actually using Procreate or digital methods, right? It's it's really helpful. Like whatever I'm going to teach you today, right, is actually if we are using digital methods, it can be like the speed, right? It can be like 200%, even faster than what we are going to learn. Because digital, literally, you don't need to like change pen, you don't need to flip it. You just like, just touch a bit. Super nice, right? Whee Teck is like, oh, okay. All right, guys, we have 20 seconds. Awesome. All right, guys. I think we have already reached 5 minutes in 5 seconds. Leaving it 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. So what do you all think? Like this, like just now I told you like about the shapes and dots and lines method, right? It is actually really helpful, right? If you have never done it before. If can I just like get a like some indication like is how is everyone doing? Like how in your sketching methods, right? Do you actually use this method to sketch using the big shapes, medium shapes, small shapes, and dots and lines? Can anyone just like give me some indication of understanding?
Yep, I do. I do that all the time.
Hmm. How about everyone? How about anyone else? Yeah, I think we are coming from the same what thought school, right?
Yeah, actually, I have a word for it. It's called gestalt. It's a word to mean big picture first. Gestalt.
Okay, yeah. Okay, learning something new today. It's Gestalt way of drawing. Okay, so I guess I'm just going to break it down for you all, for everyone here. Not only for those that have already done it really, really quickly, so that we can actually see how we can actually break this image down, and so that everyone can actually understand it. Okay, so I'm just going to share my screen, and we are going to look at my other screen to be able to see how we actually break this down. Okay, so the first thing that I did in the beginning is actually to create the rectangle. This rectangle is what I usually use for me to actually estimate what I'm going to draw. So in the beginning, like I told you about, like to break down shapes, right? And that is very important because when we are breaking down shapes, we are actually capturing all the essence of the image that we are going to draw. So for this image, what I'm going to do is actually to show you how I break this down into three different parts. First is actually the sky. I'm going to just draw the sky very quickly. I This is in the middle because like from the image itself, I feel that it's around the middle. So I'm just going to draw in the middle. Then around here, there is this first apartment, second apartment, going up, going down, and just like that. So that is the first part, which is the sky. So this sky is one shape. Then the next one is actually the middle side, the middle part. The middle part, what I see here is actually a cluster of massive, massive trees. So with that, I am actually just going to draw the bottom of the trees. It's not going to be like perfect straight, but then this is how, for me, this is how I'm going to break it down. I believe like everyone else who is doing it with me right now is have different kind of approach because when we see things, we see it differently. But then this is how I see it. Just going to show you how I see it. Then the next part is actually this is now we have already broken this down into three parts. But then I feel that I have to add another one, which is the very foreground. This foreground is the one that you see there is a lot of greeneries and a bit of like water as well. This is, by the way, Bishan Ang Mo Kio Park. If you have never been there, you got to go there. It's beautiful, super nice, done by Rambo Studio, landscape designer here. All right, so I have already divided this into four different parts, and this is the first of many of the steps. This is the big shapes. Now we are going to the medium shapes. When we are going to the medium shapes, what we see is we identify first what are the things that we need to actually what define. So for me, I feel that the buildings that you see behind, right, the HDB buildings are the ones that we need to actually capture first. So I'm actually going to draw the bottom of the HDB, but then since the HDB building are actually what you cannot see the bottom, but then what you can see is actually the trees that is blocking the bottom. So I'm just drawing the trees. So it's basically dividing the HDB blocks into separate entity from the trees itself. So now with this, I'm going to the smaller, even smaller shapes. And these smaller shapes for me is actually the towers itself. So I'm just going to divide these towers into different parts, just like that, just for me to know how the shape actually works. All right. Then after that, I'm actually going to define the trees. So I'm going to define the trees now. And for me, to define the tree is to actually look at the shape of the trees. So for me, I'm going to start from the right because there is one of the bigger one and obvious of a separation. Just like that. Notice that when I draw the trees, it's not perfect. It's not the same as what we see, but then it captures the essence of the trees that you see on the screen previously. So I'm just going to continue drawing. All right. All right. Yeah. So that is the three parts. So right now we have already defined the sky, the building blocks, and then also the trees right here. So I realize that this is a bit difficult for everyone to see, right? I believe that let me just quickly try to get into my Google Slides as well on my other device. It's okay. I'll do it later on when we are doing the next exercise. So I'm going to continue defining the bottom very quickly and very gesturally actually, because the shape that we see right now is actually very broken up, and this is where we start to do the dots and lines. So this is where the lines happen. Then I see a few what a bed like a benches thing, and just doing it like that. Then I'm drawing the trunks, the tree trunks. And now I'm drawing a bit of the trees here using some textures. And for trees, for bushes, right? We always use, for me, I always use the letter N, M, or a sharp M, because like we can tell that this actually, when we see in a cluster, it looks like trees, right? So that's how we do it, how we can actually fill up the space very quickly while actually still capturing what we see. M's, lines, and that's basically it. So the last part is for me to actually fill in a bit of depth using the texture. For me, if the things are actually far away, like these guys, and it's dark, I'm actually going to quickly just shade it out, just like that. It doesn't even follow what we see. It's okay. What we are doing here is actually sketching, right? We are not painting, or unless like, I mean, like if you are doing like realism painting, definitely this is not how you're supposed to do it. But then for us, what we are trying to do is to sketch really quickly what we see and what we feel. So I'm also adding a few M's and N's in the trees. You can even use these M's and N's to actually capture the depth of each trees as well, the dark areas. Then now I'm just going to shade the bottom area, and that is basically the trees. Then now the last part is to actually to just color this guy, shade it a bit here and there, and adding some windows, and we are done. Guys, yes, so that is how we sketch really, really quickly. Yes, so that's a very basic concept, but then you can apply this anywhere. And even like in my watercolor works, this is how I sketch. This is how I draw. I start from big to medium to small, then dots and lines. So now is perfect timing. It's 8:30. This is, oh, I think I'm actually running late. I'm going to share my screen again, and I'm going to show you the main course of this workshop. Okay, tones. So I believe everyone who are here might know what is tones, right? So tones are the idea of shading, how we can actually bring different colors, different kind of depth of colors of shadows into our drawing. So on the left is what I explained to you, the different line thickness. Then the right side is the shading. So you can see the left is the darkest, then the right is the lightest. So if I'm going to show you on my second screen, lightest to dark is actually very simple. I'm just going to draw a bit of rectangle, and I'm just going to stop share again. Oh, we can see this is how we are actually getting the shade. So this is the darkest, second, lighter than the second, lighter, 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 and lighter. So the idea of shading is actually really giving you a chance to actually speak your story on how the shade the things that we are drawing actually falls in the real world, you know. So using this, you can also create like shadows and lines, and this is very important to especially when we are trying to abstract to simplify things that we already know. Like for example, these windows, instead of like having to create rectangles, we actually just do it one swipe, one swipe, one swipe, one swipe, one swipe, because this is the darkest, and we can use the thickest area, thickest part of the pencil. So I'm going to show you a few of my inspiration from all over the world. Okay, so this is Sutian Lo from Thailand, and this is how he sketched. The way he sketched is really amazing. He used broad stroke drawing very extensively. Actually, like almost all his drawing is using a broad stroke pencil, not watercolor brush. But then he also does watercolor, and he did it very similarly. Next person is Asni Tasna. Is actually the from what I know is the real person, the origin of what we are going to show you later, the broad stroke pencil sketching. So let's do it, guys. So this is what. Oh, am I sharing screen? I wasn't sharing screen. Let me share screen. Yes. So this is Tutian Lo. This is Asni Tasna. These two person are the origin of our inspiration for today. Okay, so right now, guys, so today because I have already asked you to actually get a few pencils in front of you, right? Let's do this, do it together. So I actually have my old uh magic pencil, and this magic pencil requires some shaving. So if you can actually get your shaving what waste paper basket and also a pen knife, you can start, you can help me, you can help yourself to actually start carving your pencil into this form, because this form will actually enable you to even super speed your sketch even faster. Okay, so yes, if everyone can do it yourself, it'll be good. Is May I just know like how many people who actually have a pencil in front of you that's going to do what I'm doing?
I have, but I have to flatten it first.
Flatten it. Yes, so we are going to do it now. Let's do it together. Yes. So for me, what I do is actually just use the pen knife and push it out. Be careful. It's better if you can do it on the floor or to the waste basket, because it's actually flying away. So I'm going to not uh, show you all this how I'm doing it, but then I you can actually see from the screen of how you can do it. For me, I don't actually go that long. Asni likes to do his sketch very long, but then for me, a short one is enough. So I'm just going to show my version of this. This is basically the breakdown of what you are going to achieve at the end of your shaving. You are trying to create this almost like a roof-like thing. It's like a gable. Yeah, it's like pitch roof. I cannot really see Raymond. It's really small. Yeah, I can't really see. It's okay. I trust you. It's correct. That's why I prefer. I mean, like next time when we have our physical sketching sessions, it will be even easier to teach you how we are doing this in real life. Okay, so if you can achieve the shape that we want, as shown in the shared screen, it'll be really good. How about you, Stephanie? I know that you bought some pencils.
Yeah, still trying to find my knife.
Okay, that's another problem.
Yeah.
You can ask Natalie.
Oh, she got very big one. I scared. I might chop off my
All right.
finger with that.
Yeah. Anyway, if you manage to do it, it's good. I'm going to just like give another like 2 minutes, because we are kind of running late. Because this is the part that I'm going to show you how the first method that we see just now can actually be even sped up even faster. Because in the beginning we only took like 2 minutes to draw the apples and the rectangles, right? Then on the second one we took like 5 minutes to draw the what the Bishan Ang Mo Kio garden, right? What we want to achieve today is to try to draw the Bishan Ang Mo Kio garden in just 2 minutes as well. And this is how we can actually achieve it. It's awesome for me lah. I really like it. Okay. I'm leaving it for another 2 minutes. So it'll be 8:37 actually. Just now I said it when it was 8:35. I'm going to drink some water. Drink water. Or water. All right, guys, it's 8:37. I hope everyone is done with whatever they are doing with our shaving thing. It'll be quite interesting. Okay, so for me, I'm going to use this magic pencil instead of the blue and red. But then at the end, I'm going to also show you how we can use the blue and red, similar to the uh, magic pencil, because the magic pencil actually gives you ability to do it much faster than the blue and red. The blue and red is easier, but then this is faster. So we are going to start. All right. So as I said just now, what we achieve with this pencil is actually that enables us to have multiple different line thickness in just using one pencil. So if you can see on my second screen, I'm going to stop share as well. It is easier for you all. Yeah, I need to pin. Yeah, all right. So this is the thickest. This is the second one. Then the third one is at the tip of of the trapezoid. So we can have three different line weights in one pencil. This is magical. For me, it's magical. When I first knew this, wow, I fell in love. This is how I sketch. This is how we can actually speed up our sketch even faster. Okay, so oh, okay, I have an idea, but then yeah. Okay, good idea, good idea. I'm going to do this. So you can stay still in this screen. I'm going to actually uh try to put my share screen beside my screen. Then it'll be easier for everyone. Display. While waiting, you can actually shave other pencils that you have if you want to try other kind of pencil. Okay. Roll. Share. All right. Perfect. I can do it. I managed to do it. I hope this is good enough for everyone. No change yet, but then now it's changing. Ta-da! All right. So now we have both screens. You can see everything in one screen. Can you see it? Can you just like give me a notice if you can see it? Awesome. Really
Yeah.
good, right? I should have thought of this in the beginning. Okay. All right. This is awesome. Okay. So let's do that. So I have already mentioned to you how what this method can do. So now let's just give us a try using this new pencil that you have. Let's try to do different kind of strokes and the fundamental strokes basically. So there is these three different strokes that we can try for today's session. There are multiple different strokes. There are a lot of methods of doing it. The first one, number C, is actually the one that goes up and down. Try to feel your pencil and try to shade it using the same stroke. Yes, just try and experience your pencil. This is the part that I usually call in my workshop the knowing your pencil actually, where while we actually try out our pencils. The next one actually is like broken apart, broken strokes that is in the vertical motion. Try to control it. Just experience your new pencil. You can try different methods. You can try different sides of your pencil just to understand what is your pencil doing. because this is definitely not a normal way of using a pencil. Then the last one on the right is actually the stroke to the right or horizontal. Yeah, the first one is vertical. This one is horizontal. Fill your pencil and try to create a shading using this method. Awesome. How is everybody doing? Felt your pencil? Feeling your pencil is important, really, like because everything that we do, everything we use, right, is different. It has a different character, especially because this is a new pencil, a new way of shaping pencil that I believe most of us haven't actually came across before. It's almost like knowing a new medium, a new material, or a new brush type. Yeah, you can actually use this for like a small little pencils as well. So uh, it's not important of like what is how big is your pencil, but then definitely the bigger, the easier for you to shave it off. Right, of course. More surface area, easier, lighter. All right. I hope everyone have already experienced their pencils. I just finished shaving my blue and red pencil as well. So I have three different lines using this as well. So now let's start, okay? I'm going to show you a few other methods as well, like fundamental strokes, but then this is for you to explore. I believe that this is going to be on Whee Teck's YouTube, so you can actually refer to this as well when you are home. So this is also a way for us to understand our own pencil and better exercise. It's okay. Let's move on. This is actually a TikTok video of me using my magic pencil, of how we can use this magic pencil really, really quickly. So this is done during the Tuesdays. So this pencil is exactly what I'm using today. You can see how this pencil and is able to create different kind of tones, different kind of shading in just one stroke. It's really, really quick because like the nature of this pencil, right? It has multiple colors, and these multiple colors of pencil, when it is actually overlapping, it gives you a better way, a better handle in the tonality. Because if we are using our normal black pencil, right? Sometimes we cannot actually control it because we just I don't know. For me, at least for me myself, when I use my normal black pencil, the contrast is not there. It's not perfect. And when I'm using this magic pencils, it's much easier for us to use. So this is quite exciting, quite interesting, I think. Okay, hopefully you learn a bit of a thing or two of what we are going to do next. We are not going to sketch humans. Don't worry. So let's move on. Yes. No, we are not going to sketch that. It's going to be shocking, right? Almost right. We almost sketching this, yeah. But then this is just an example of using the blue and red, how we can actually control the shapes and tones as well. And this is the image that we are going to use to attempt our first one. Okay, so we are actually running out of time. It's already 8:45. We only have 15 minutes. So I'm going to just do two, and then after this, if we want to stay around, I believe there is no problem, and we can have a question and answer. Definitely, when we are doing this, we can actually also ask questions if you have any. Then let's do it. So let's do it together. Since now you can actually see both screens at the same time. I should have done this in the beginning. Okay. Yeah. So first, same thing for me. I always draw the rectangle first. This rectangle actually enables me to control what we see. Then I actually have a cheat because if we are not doing it in real life, we can actually black and white this and understand the tones easier. Then another cheat is actually a pen. So if you have a pen and you are imagining how we can draw, Like, so for me, if this is when in the beginning when I was starting to use this method. I always like try to measure my book because my book is actually quite small, right? So it's a pen or a pencil always cover it. I'll always manage to like cover the whole page. So using this, you can actually help yourself to look for the proportion of the sketch itself. So I'm just lifting my pencil and imagining it how it's how big how much is it actually on the paper. So for me I feel that the shape that we can see for the water is actually really in the smack in the middle of my pencil. So I'm just going to start by doing that, dividing this into two, the sky and the towers, and then the water underneath it. See, you can see like this magic pencil really enables me to do a lot of things. Then I'm going to still use our first method, which is the big shapes, small shapes, dots and lines first. Then after this, I'm going to show you how I will do this if I want to do it very quickly. So same thing. Let's do it. Let's draw it. This is actually a very challenging image. When I was doing this during my Overjoy workshop, most of the participants didn't manage to do it. But then, with a bit of understanding of the second method that I'm showing you, it's actually very manageable. All right, awesome. Now I need to actually fix my water line because it's not low enough on the right side. The good thing of pencil, you can always like redo it on top of it and you don't even know. I'm doing the small shapes, the medium shapes, which is the lower area. This is not high enough. I'm going to just make it higher. All right, awesome. So now we have already divided this image into three parts, but then now I'm going to actually skip the smallest shape on the lines and dots. What I'm going to do is to show you how we can use this new tool that we have shaped, right, to help us. So because we have already done this, we have already created the shell of what the image that we are doing. Now we use the fat part of your pencil to actually shape the darkest areas. So let's start. For me, this is the area. I'm just going to shade it. I feel that the whole thing is actually quite dark, so I'm just going to add all of it, all of them. Can you see how fast it's coming together? It's really quite magical. I'm using dots and lines as well a bit here, but then still using the fat side of the pencil. This is the most challenging part. I'm just going to use small little squares from the one of the fat side of the image, of your pencil. I mean. Then now I'm going to shape in all the trees, giving the shadows underneath the bridge. a small little tiny Merlion there, shading everything around it. Now creating the shade on the water. You notice that there is a bit of reflection as well. Then I'm going to emphasize a few buildings using the sharp side of this on the pencil. Darkening a few other areas, creating depth by putting more colors from the magic pencil into the image itself. Creating darkness and tones. And that's basically it, guys. So this is how Magic Pencil can actually help you. Can you see how it is? Pretty interesting, right? Like using this pencil, you can actually capture a lot of tones very quickly and easily. So this is the magic. What do you think, guys? Have you is anyone actually trying the using to use the Magic Pencil? If nobody, is fine. Okay, no worries. But then I'm showing you the power of a magic pencil, so you can actually use this as well for your own sketching methods. Okay, so this is super fun. I hope that you have learned something. I wanted to do this thing called Earth Roulette. So if anyone interested, going to show you this tool that I usually use for me to learn. This is called earthroulette.com. You can generate my destination. Then the first image that you see is the image that we are going to draw. So like this guy, then I just go Google it, search Google, then I use the images from here to actually draw. So it's a super nice website for you to actually randomize your experience or exploration of to sketch. Yeah. Okay, I guess to wrap everything up, we have 5 more minutes. I'm going to go back to the first image, this image, and I want you all to do it in just 2 minutes using the new method that you have learned today. How we can use the fat side of a broad stroke pencil. Try to remove the first shape. So don't actually draw anything anymore. Don't draw shapes anymore. But then we straight away use the ability this pencil gives you, which is to draw shapes directly together with the tones. So basically, we are cutting short the process from drawing shapes, dots and lines and tones, but then now just tones, and that's it. So let's do it. I'm going to draw it. This is the last time we are going to draw today, and after that, we can have a short Q&A, and let's do it. Okay. So, oops, my stopwatch died. So there is no stopwatch, but then we are going to do it in just 2 minutes. Oops, sorry. All right. I'm just looking at the time. Okay, 5:56, 8:56. So I'm going to start and end at 8:58. All right. So I'm going to do it really quickly, capturing the tones as I draw. Creating shapes as I draw, cutting short our process time into just one shot instead of like breaking down into shapes and then you need to think about again about the tones. We actually think about it at the same time in the very beginning, straight away. Long gone the time for you to think twice. You just need to think one time now. This is why we can sketch really, really quickly. The dots and lines is still useful for you to give more details on your images if you want to. It's unnecessary, but then you are able to do that as well. It's actually quite helpful to do this because it's actually adding the details on the image that you are creating, on the sketch that you are creating. I'm capturing the shadows first before going on to the bottom, adding some shadows from the what stools. Then now I'm actually going for the foreground. Oops. And that's basically it, guys. That's basically it. That's 3 minutes, not 2 minutes. I extended a bit, but then yeah. So if just think about it, like in the beginning, what we taught you in the beginning is the idea of gestalt, right? Like what Whee Teck just mentioned just now. So the idea of looking at the big picture, going to the small scale, and then after that we add the tones and of the image itself. But then here, what we do is actually skipping all the steps but then combining not okay sorry the word is not skipping but then combining everything all together to the tones stage straight away. So without you don't need to think twice anymore. You don't need to think of how we can create the first shape, but then we start by creating shape itself. So that's it, guys. That's 8:59 and that is all for today. I'm going to show you my last screens to just like give you some concluding words. These are the people that you need to follow. These are my mentors. Paul Wang, Drewscape, Asni, Sneaky Artist, Tutian, and Cholo. Then my random stuff. And this is me. Thank you so much. Please follow me on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, heygocoffee.com. And you got it all. There is our QR code. And that's me. Thank you so much for joining me. Awesome.